The Voice by Shel Silverstein. There is a voice inside of you that whispers all day long. I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, preacher, parent, friend, or wise man can decide. What's right for you, just listen to the voice that speaks inside. And that's obviously a message that we preach and talk about in our content here, and obviously in my coaching program. It's pretty much the exact same thing. I say, what do you want? Who do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to live? What principles do you want to live by? I'm not your daddy. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I don't have all the answers for any of you. I don't know you. Even if you come to the coaching program, I'm not the one that's living your life. You are. And so I'm always going to say, what do you want to do? What is that voice inside of you telling you is the highest good for you and the people around you? Go for that. Let's give out a little bit of free coaching. I got this comment. This was on a video that I did called Sleeping with Anyone just to increase your lay count. And I talked about how there are a few people that have come through the coaching program and they've dated and slept with people that they maybe weren't really into, but they just didn't have boundaries and they didn't know how to say no. And the video was me literally saying, men, this sounds like a funny thing to say, but you are allowed to say no to a woman. And a lot of guys that know that logically, and they'll say, yeah, I know. But then in the moment, they'll have sex with someone because they don't have boundaries. I did this myself quite a few times, and it's okay. Part of how we learn boundaries is by doing something, later realizing we didn't really enjoy it, and then we set some boundaries for ourselves, and we try not to do it again. So Mungfin01 says, a very relatable video. I had an experience recently with a new partner. The chemistry was great on the date, but when I went back to her place, it showed that we really had very different preferences with sex. She became quite unpleasantly dominant and started saying some quite negative things about herself and other people, especially men in general. I decided to just get it done and sort it out later because I didn't want to upset her after building it up with a week of chatting online and a great date. I left her place the next day feeling quite demotivated. Yeah, this happens quite a lot. This is quite common. Then a couple of days later, I was with another casual partner who is the total opposite. She's so incredibly generous and kind and complimenting, and it was such a refreshing difference that re-inspired me again about sex. I made sure to tell her and to show her exactly how much I appreciated that. Amazing. I love that. And yeah, I think we could have a little conversation here about I'm trying not to generalize, but there are a hell of a lot of women out there that get into domination, but for hateful reasons or bitter reasons or angry reasons. And we've done quite a bit of content on this channel about female domination. And if you just search my channel for femdom, there's this video here, femdom, how guys can find dominant women or train them, help them come out of their shell and be a bit more dominant. That's something I did with Emmy and pretty much a lot of the girls that we date. I like to switch it up from time to time and have them take the lead, and it's just something that I've taught them how to do. We also have this video here, Emmy talking about how she became a bit more dominant and what her dominant style is like when she is taking the lead or when I encourage her to take the lead. This video here, we taught a girl to dominate Emmy. Anyway, the point there is we have a few videos on how women can take the lead a little bit, or how you guys, if you want to, can encourage the women in your life to take the lead a little bit more. And one of the things that we talk about in all of those videos is I guess me and the women that I'm dating or sleeping with, and Emmy as well, we like the style of domination where it's a little bit more, I don't know, loving. Like it's coming from a healthier place maybe. And I know healthy is a value judgment, but I think it's a fair one to make. A lot of people in domination, whether it's a male being dominant or a woman being dominant, a lot of people take the route of sort of derogatory or maybe negative, or you might say, I don't know, kind of bitter and controlling styles of domination where it's a little bit degrading and the person leaves maybe not feeling better about themselves afterwards. They feel like they just got bullied or low-key insulted or hurt or any of that. And it wasn't maybe coming from a loving place of I'm going to be dominant, but in a caregiving way, or I'm going to be dominant in a sexy, fun way. And you can be derogatory and all of that if you want to. You can humiliate and do all those sorts of aspects of kink, as long as afterwards you talk about it and you say, how do you feel? I want you to afterwards feel good about this experience, not bad. I don't want you to walk away feeling bad. And Mungfin, in your comment here, and good job showing all of this, by the way. I appreciate you sharing this story, man. Here, the woman that you're with, I don't know anything about her, but like, does it seem like she wanted you to be better off about yourself afterwards? Probably not. That certainly is the outcome, that you didn't feel good about yourself afterwards. And it doesn't seem like there was any follow up there. It doesn't seem like she cuddled with you and was like, hey, how you feeling? Like, I want you to feel good after this experience. Yeah, I said some derogatory things, but that was just part of the play. It doesn't seem like it was part of the play. It feels like she actually believes them. And so if any of you are looking to get into domination, or you're looking to find someone who's dominant, I would find a partner where if they're going to be dominant, they still have a healthy view of you and your gender and blah, blah, and themselves and blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't find someone who seems to be in a place of pain and then is lashing out at you or other people, which is obviously what this is. And if you go on our YouTube channel, there's an entire playlist on like kink and BDSM. This most recent video I did about sadism, degradation, and cruelty in BDSM and my thoughts on it, and whether or not there is like an unhealthy BDSM. Like, and the answer is obviously you'd have to define the word healthy, but yes, there's lots of BDSM and kink and just sex in general where the two parties walk away and one or both of them feels worse about themselves. I wouldn't call that healthy. That is not something I would ever encourage. The mission of this channel is that everybody that comes to you leaves a little bit better off, and you leave a little bit better off. That won't always be possible 100% of the time. Sometimes people are hell-bent on hurting themselves, or they're just in a dark place, or they don't feel good. So we wish them nothing but love, and then we don't spend our time with those people. They're in a place of hurt and pain, and hurt people hurt other people. So we love them, wish them the best, and we say, I'm going to go find the people that are maybe a little bit healthier or happier. And then this video here is probably the most relevant one at all, or of all, called How to Know If a Relationship is Good for You. And I talk about serious relationships, casual relationships, BDSM and kink, and other relationships. So literally, what are the metrics that you could use to measure whether or not this sex that I'm having is good for me? Is this adding to my life? Is this improving? And there's like a whole bunch of like a checklist, basically, you can go through in this video. And on that video in the description, there is literally like, look at that, timestamps. There's all a bunch of questions that you could ask about, is this relationship or is this sex adding to my life? So there's a whole bunch of stuff there. Pause if you want to read that, or go check this video out. Again, it's called How to Know If a Relationship is Good for You. But yeah, it sounds like you met someone, and there's a few people like this out there, and that's okay. You met someone who doesn't necessarily want you to be better off, and maybe she wants you to be worse off. You know, if she's saying some maybe negative things, I don't know what she said, and she's not here to explain what she meant or anything, so I don't know what she said. But if you're saying that she said some potentially negative things about men in general, yeah, that might not be someone who wants you or men to feel good about themselves. And there's obviously a number of women out there, I think we all know that hate men. Really, they hate themselves, and then they project that onto other people. When you really, truly love yourself, it's impossible to hate other people. Like, you can't, because you realize that other people are just people like you. And if you're able to fully forgive yourself for any supposed mistakes that you've made, if you're able to see yourself as a human being trying to do his or her best, you view other people with that same compassion, forgiveness, and empathy. Like, it's impossible to hate other people when you like yourself. And there are lots of men out there that fucking hate women. I think we know that. There's probably some of you right now watching this video. And if you hate women, that's okay. I went through that phase too. I wrote an article about it, and I basically said, if you hate women, it's okay. I hated women too. What helped me was going and talking to some of them and hanging out with them and trying really hard to have an open mind and let go of some of my preconceived notions and judgments, and to get the fuck off the internet, especially in 2025. Like, if you hate the opposite sex, get the fuck off Twitter. Probably get off YouTube. Probably just like binge watch a bunch of happy, fun, carefree content. That's all I would ever say to consume. And then turn the news off. Do not talk to any friends that you have that are negative. Like, cut them out. Do not fucking go and find the examples of women that suck or men that are fucking fuckboys and assholes and jerks. Like, stop doing that to yourself. Cut yourself off from that. There is a lot of negativity on the internet for sure, and it will just drag you down and make you miserable. And you will get into this like goofy, adorable little gender war that we seem to be raging on parts of the internet. You'll get into the culture wars and all. Like, just stop doing that stuff to yourself. Does it feel good to hate the opposite sex? No. Why are you hurting yourself? So that's my advice. But yeah, there's lots of men out there that can be a little bit unkind when it comes to sex and kink and especially BDSM. There's lots of women out there that can be unkind. And what you've done, which I love here, is you've been incredibly open-minded. Like, look at you. You literally went through this experience. You said, I felt quite demotivated. Yeah, I'm sure you probably did, man. It's pretty normal. I've had a few experiences like this too, where there was a woman that was a little bit more dominant, and I was like, oh, okay. What do we got going on here? This is sexy. This basically never happens. Yeah, take the lead. Holy shit, this is a new experience. And then it kind of comes out like a bossy, and not in a sexy way, just like a mean way, like a derogatory way. And again, I have no idea what happened here with you and her. But yeah, like you say here, I've been in a few experiences myself that were like unpleasantly dominant and sometimes not even in a kink sense. Like one woman in particular, we had already had sex, and so, we'd already hooked up and we already knew each other, and I liked her well enough and she seemed to like me. And she came over one day and she's like, let's, have a drink. And I was like, sweet, let's have some red wine and chat, and, then we'll go into the bedroom and have sex like we usually do. Hung out for a little bit. She had a glass of wine, like quite a big glass of wine. I had quite a big glass of wine. I was feeling a little, getting a light buzz. And I don't like to have drunk sex. I basically can count on one hand the number of times I've had drunk sex. And it's only ever been with people that I really trust, like partners that or like Imi. Imi and Bronwyn are basically two of the very few people on the planet that I've ever had drunk sex with. And even then, it's not like blackout drunk wasted. It's just like you've had a few fucking drinks and you're pretty in the moment. You've let go a lot, blah, blah, blah. And so I drank my glass of wine. I said, all right, I'm good. And this woman was not comfortable with that. And she's like, no, you got to have another one. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't want another drink. And she started getting really forceful. And she had already poured herself a glass of wine. And so she literally poured me, and I was like, stop. And I wasn't going to like put my hand over it and fucking wine gets everywhere. But I can't yank my glass away or anything because she'll pour wine on my couch. But I was like, stop. I'm not going to drink this. You're just pouring you're pouring a wasted glass of wine, and that's fine. I'll stick it in the fridge and maybe I'll have it tomorrow or something. But like, I'm good. I know my limits. If I drink more than this, my dick won't fully work. I won't be present. I like being somewhat sober, especially because I'm the one taking the lead. I'm the one that's going to be dominant a little bit here. I don't want to drink anymore. And she started getting really weird. And she's like, no, you're going to drink. Drink it. And I was like, I don't want to. And she's like, you're going to drink it. Drink it. And she starts holding the wine and putting it to my mouth. And I was like, whoa, stop. I don't want to drink this. You can drink your glass or don't drink your glass. I don't mind what you do. It's your life. But like, I don't want to drink anymore. I'm already slightly tipsy. I feel good. I'm relaxed. You're making it into a thing now. I don't want to drink. And then she started insulting me. She's like, what are you, a pussy? Why are you being such a pussy about it? I don't get why you're being a pussy about this. And as soon as she started saying that, I was like, hey, we're done. We're done. I'd like you to leave my apartment, please. I don't want you to be here right now. And then she starts getting all weird. And she's like, no, come on. Like, why are you being a pussy? And I was like, leave. I want you to leave right now. Please get your stuff. Please leave my apartment. And she's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, I get that. You have nothing to be guilty about. I don't want you to feel guilty. It's okay. Everything's fine. I would like you to leave. I'm not comfortable right now. I would like you to leave, please. And she got a bit weird and said sorry and blah, blah, blah. And then she left. And I was like, okay, I think I made the right decision. I think I might have dodged a bullet. But I also was kind of second guessing myself and questioning myself. And like, was I too harsh? No, she fucking tried to shove alcohol down my face when I must have said no like 10 times, maybe 15 times. Flip the genders. Imagine a guy's literally trying to pour wine down some girl's fucking mouth when she's like, no, I'm fine. Stop. I don't want to drink. And he's just like, bro, you're going to jail. Like, do not pass go. You're straight up going to jail. If you then are doing that for a sexual context, like, holy shit, sirens, FBI, open up, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm slightly exaggerating there, but I don't think I'm exaggerating that much. And so I'm kind of questioning myself. I feel a bit gaslit. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I was an asshole. Maybe I overreacted. All right, I'll give her a chance to apologize. And if she can explain to me why she did that, I'm assuming just because she wasn't comfortable drinking on her own. Okay, so stop drinking. We both had the same amount of alcohol. Plus, the first time we hooked up, we were completely sober. So it was an unusual thing that she needed to get us both drunk for the second time. Plus, if she wanted us both to get really drunk, she could have just told me that, hey, I'd really like you to get super drunk. And I would have said, yeah, I'd love that too. I want to see you a few more times so I can build up some trust. I don't feel comfortable getting really drunk in front of people, like for sex, unless I really know them. And then I would have just talked about it with her and said, like, yeah, we can do that. Let's do that, like, maybe, I don't know, after we've hooked up like 5 times. Like, after we've known each other for a couple of months, then sure, let's do that. That'd be amazing. She didn't do any of that. Anyway, so she texts me and she's like, I'm sorry. Like, please forgive me or some shit. And I was like, it's cool. Like, I understand. I just have some boundaries for myself and I'm not really comfortable with someone like trying to force drugs or alcohol into me. Like, I think that's a pretty fucking baseline standard most human beings would agree with. Yeah, don't let fucking people shove alcohol down your fucking face and try and literally, like, I think most people would be like, yeah, that's reasonable. So I just said that to her. And she didn't say anything for a couple of hours. And then she just texted and she's like, no, you know what? I take it back. Fuck you. I don't want to. Why am I even apologizing to you? You were a pussy. I don't know why you couldn't just drink the bottle of wine like a real man. And I was like, all right, we're done. Block. Like, we're done. I think I wrote something to her. I was like, I understand. Hey, like, we're not going to see each other again. I wish you all the best. Like, we're done. I'm blocking you now. And then I blocked her. So I've been in some situations where people get a bit unpleasant. I know that's a very extreme, strange, weird experience. And to be very clear, Mung Fin, what I'll say to you and you probably already know this, but to any guys out there or any girls out there who are a little bit less experienced, you might not know this. I promise experiences like these, as much as they stick in our mind, they're really rare. Like, that's the only example I can think of a woman that was like trying to force fucking drugs or alcohol into me. Like, one time ever out of the, I don't know, hundreds of women that I've slept with at this point. So that's like a really weird example, right? That's really weird. I promise you most people are nice. And the experience that Mung Fin had here, that's pretty rare as well. Like a woman that's unpleasantly dominant and starts saying negative things about men. And what he's probably learned from this is I'm allowed to say no. That was the point of the video in the first place. I don't have to sleep with people. And so we can meet, or we will probably meet some people like this that are a little bit negative or a little bit unpleasant or a little bit forceful, or maybe they're not in a healthy, happy, peaceful state of mind and they're going to put all their shit on us and almost drag us down without meaning to. Like, most of the time they don't mean to. But if we have boundaries, we can just say, hey, I appreciate that, I respect that, but no thank you, and we can leave. And so that was the point of the video in the first place. Like, men, you're allowed to leave. Women sort of know this by default, my body, my choice, and all of that. But what a lot of women struggle with is, I don't want to look like a bitch, and I don't know what to say, and I don't want to upset someone. Exactly what Mung Fin, what you wrote here, brother. I didn't want to upset her. That's why a lot of people sleep with each other. It's going to sound funny, but so many people fuck each other just because they don't want to upset the other person. Some people even get into a relationship because they don't want to hurt the other person, or they don't break up with the person when they're unhappy. They'll stay in a relationship for like months or years past the, use by date, past the expiry date. They've been thinking about leaving for years and they're like, but I don't want to hurt the person. And I guess I don't want to hurt myself as well. And so that's obviously not a reason I would encourage someone to stay, but I understand why it happens. I stayed in a relationship for like at least a year past when I wanted to break up with her, but I didn't want to hurt her. I didn't want to hurt myself. I didn't want my whole life to collapse, or that's what I thought would happen. Really what happened is my entire life was free and it opened up and it became beautiful. Like, I wouldn't have the life that I have right now if I'd stayed in that relationship, obviously. But yeah, I get all the fears and all of that. So I'll never judge someone for, sleeping with someone they don't want to sleep with, because I did it a bunch of times and so did all the other coaches in my coaching program. So it's okay. Lots of women sleep with people they don't want to sleep with. And that's why we talk about like not using coercion and not using sales tactics and pickup tactics and how do I overcome last minute resistance? It's like, what? So she can be the woman in this story. So she can be the one sleeping with someone and going, I just didn't know how to say no because he was quite charming and like, I didn't really want to sleep with him and I tried to resist a little bit, but he just had all these fucking lines and he did everything perfectly. And I don't know, I kind of don't want, I feel a bit weird. Like, do we want women to feel the way that Mung Fin feels right here? And obviously for most of you, the answer is no. I want women to feel good about fucking me. But there are a hell of a lot of people on the internet and a hell of a lot of people outside who don't really care. They're just like, I got to get that pussy or I got to get that bag, son. I got to get that money. I don't really care if other people leave feeling a little bit worse about themselves. I don't really care if they don't know how to say no and they don't have healthy boundaries. So I'll just use my sales techniques to kind of guilt trip them into like giving me money, or guilt trip them into having sex with me, or I'll just make it happen. Fuck that shit. Then we just leave a trail of destruction, like a wake of destruction of people feeling the way that our brother Monkfin feels here. No, fuck that. Why do we have to do that? You could just say, all right, this person seems hesitant or they don't want to fuck me. I'll talk it out with them. All right, they've decided they don't want to fuck me. Cool. Next. And then you go talk to the next person. And then that person, as Monkfin has written here down the bottom, that person is great and they want exactly what you want and you want what they want. And then you have a beautiful experience together. You have great sex, or you build a beautiful business partnership, or they give you money in exchange for a good or a service and give you a 5-star review and you feel good. Like, do we really want a bunch of people out there giving us 1-star reviews, or, you know, in their mind, it's a 1-star review. Maybe they don't leave a 1-star review, but like, do we want to fuck a bunch of people and give them a mediocre experience? Like, what the fuck? When did that become the standard? Hey, and maybe that's just always been the standard because that's the way the mind can work sometimes when it's desperate for something. It's just so hyper-focused on getting that it doesn't stop to think like, do I really want to give a bunch of people a mediocre sex experience, or a mediocre relationship, or a mediocre like business, like money exchange? Like, why? Just so I can say I got pussy or I got money? Yeah, and you got a 1-star fucking rating from a bunch of people. Maybe they don't literally physically tell you, here's 1 star, but some of them will. Like, why? Do we really want to leave a bunch of people the way that Mungfin is feeling here at the top of his comment? Like, I just left feeling kind of shit and demotivated. Like, what the fuck? Great. We get to the end of our life and we're like, I'm a millionaire. I have a Lamborghini and I'm top G. And I smoke my cigar and I fucking have a lot of sex. And there's a bunch of people who are just like, I didn't really like hanging out with him or her. It was like, okay, but I don't know. I feel like he's so obsessed, or she's so obsessed with money and sex, or just trying to get theirs. I'm probably not going to spend time with that person again. Great. You're laying there on your deathbed and you're like, I don't have a lot of true deep friends. I don't have a lot of deep connections, but man, did I chase that fucking bag? Man, did I get all that pussy? It's like, why? Who's there to enjoy it with you? So I don't know. That's just never been my thing. Actually, that's not true. For a while, it was my thing. So I will rephrase that sentence. That is no longer my thing. That was my thing for a while. So I won't judge anyone else who's in that situation, even if it sounds like I'm judging. I'm not. I'm trying to have a laugh at, I guess, my past self, and I guess the innocence of our ego and how it just wants to get everything that it possibly can. And then it's like, yeah, but you're not happy now. You have a lot of money. You've had a lot of sex. But very few of them stuck around. Very few of them actually had a good time. A bunch of them just kind of felt like this at the top here. And they're like, I don't know. I just felt demotivated afterwards. Fuck that. I'd rather have less money. You won't even have less money. But I'd rather earn the exact same amount of money. Maybe even more. Who fucking knows? I don't know yet. I've only been doing this for 4 years. I'd rather earn more money, have more sex, and have better connections, and get a bunch of 5-star reviews, and give them a bunch of 5-star reviews. Because look what Monkfin wrote down the bottom. By going out there and trying to be a decent human being, which he definitely is, he met this amazing woman. And she's incredibly generous and kind and complimenting, and it's a refreshing difference that re-inspired me again. And now I feel motivated, and I tell her and I show her how much I appreciate it. She probably does the same thing back to you, right? You said she's generous and kind and complimenting. That's her giving you shit. Literally, compliments are her giving you stuff, and you're giving it back. Look at that. You get to have 2 people. You get to participate in a connection between 2 people where you're giving to them and they're giving to you. She makes your life better. You make her life better. Business can be like that. Friendships can be like that. Sex, dating, relationships can be like that. Everything can. It can be a give-give. It can be a win-win. Then we all get to feel good. And fuck these 1-star reviews. Hey, let's go out there and get a bunch of 5 stars and give a bunch of 5 stars as well. Imi and I did a 3-part series on this of like how to add to the lives of people you sleep with. So there's this one, part 1, and we say women in there, but it applies to women too who want to add to the lives of men that they date or sleep with or get into a relationship. So that's part 1. Part 2 is somewhere around here. Here's part 2. Part 3 is somewhere. I link to them in all of this. YouTube search has just become completely unusable. Hey, like you search for something on YouTube, it just does not show up. So here's part 2 and here's part 3 in the description. But yeah, we can add to the lives of people that we sleep with, and we can leave everyone better than we found them. You know, a quote from Mother Teresa: spread love wherever you go. Let no one come to you without leaving a little bit better off. Isn't that fucking a beautiful way to live your life? And you get to have these connections like what's down, how do I point? What's down here, down the bottom in his second paragraph. You can meet people who make you feel like this, and you can make all of them feel like this. Wouldn't that be a beautiful way to run a business? Wouldn't that be a beautiful way to have sex and relationships and dating? Wouldn't that be a beautiful way to have friendships? It's entirely possible. You do have to screen for it, though. There are a lot of people who are kind of like the top paragraph here, and they're maybe not in a great place, and they are just kind of negative or they hurt you. You got to screen out those people. Do that with love and compassion. You just say, hey, this isn't what I'm looking for. And you go down here to these types of people. All right, next comment is more of just a comment, not really any coaching or questions in here, but we'll say hello to Dominic, who is I guess, new member of the community, new member of the channel. He subscribed to the channel a year ago and then just never really watched anything. So hello, Dominic. Leave some hello Dominics down in the comments below. Say, hello, Dominic. How's it going, Dominic? Let's shout out to our boy Dominic. Says, this was amazing. I just had a bad time indulging in some very bad habits. I was done. I opened YouTube, saw the first 6 minutes of Diary of a CEO, the money-making expert. I know his channel. I've watched a couple of his interviews. They describe the perfect starting situation, saying you need to be close to an entrepreneur, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, for some people that can help, but not all of us are close to entrepreneurs. So that's more like the perfect starting situation rather than this is something that you need. But what we talk about on this channel a lot is give yourself permission to suck. You don't need the perfect starting situation to start a business. Just fucking start right now. That's all I did. You probably already know that. I thought, okay, I'm in exactly the same situation for years. Being the left-hand background guy from a successful entrepreneur. So I know exactly what works. Yet I couldn't do a single thing for me to get. Your sentence is a little mixed up there, but I think I understand what you're saying, my brother. I realized watching that video won't help me at all, as it's for people with different problems. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah, not all of my content is going to be for all of you. You know, sometimes you might start watching a video and go, whatever, I don't care about this. Beautiful. You know, you're figuring out how to use your time. So I kept on scrolling through my subscriptions. I thought I'll end up watching some nonsense and go to bed. And then you found our nonsense. Isn't that nice? You found Andy. You found some nonsense with a bold, beautiful ginger head. Then I saw this video, this channel. I thought, what a nonsense title from someone I don't remember why I followed. What's funny is the video that you're talking about is this one. It's literally just called Don't Give Up, Have Faith, and the thumbnail says Don't Quit. That's like what I would call the least offensive, least nonsense title of all time. But it's funny how our judgments kick in, and I'm not having a go at you, my brother. But yeah, it is funny. Like when we're in a bad mood, which you said you were, you literally said I'm in a bad mood. I get this sometimes. Like people leave a comment, they're like, man, fuck this video. Like I did one where I was like, women are really nice. And the video was literally just go outside, talk to women, hit on them. I promise they're going to be super nice. You don't have to be scared of them. Most women are really nice. There were lots of comments of people just being like, fuck this video. When you're in a bad mood, bro, isn't it funny? I get the same sometimes. Less so these days. I'm a lot more peaceful and happy and loving. But yeah, there's sometimes you're just in a bad mood and you're like, fuck this video. Again, you know, the video was literally called Don't Give Up, Have Faith. And you're like, fuck this nonsense title. I've been there, man. I've been there. So I'm laughing with you, dude. Yeah, I've been there. Yes, you're going to say, what a nonsense title from someone I don't remember why I followed. Why did I follow this stupid fucking bald ginger retard? I'm going to go and watch this video. I'm going to hate watch this fucking piece of shit video. What's this stupid fucking bald? Oh, wow. Whoops. Oh my God, how I resonated. Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, that happens a lot, man. Like some people come to the channel to hate watch. I've had lots of people that say exactly this. They're like, I saw that YouTube recommended this video to me, and I saw the title, and I saw the video, and I thought you'd be another Andrew Tate wannabe, like, bold fucking guy being, come on, like, step up, be a fucking alpha male, like, fuck you, pussy. And then I watched the video, and I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I get a lot of people that have, like, a preconceived judgment. I think we all walk around with preconceived judgments, and I'm trying my best to let go of mine. But yeah, this is very amusing to me. This is a very common thing, man, where someone's like, fuck this ginger bald guy, and then they're like, oh wow, I liked this video, thank you, it was really wholesome, thank you so much. Like you're going to say, oh my God, how I resonated. I thought, okay, this is what I need, exactly that. Normally I don't write comments, but I thought I need to say a big thank you to this guy. Well, thank you to you, brother. Thank you for your beautiful comment. Thank you for making me giggle. You made me smile, my brother. And maybe the algorithm wouldn't have worked with without the wrong video first. So thank you a lot. Thank you as well. The exact right thing at the coincidentally right moment. Thanks. Yeah. Carl Jung used to call that, what do you call it? Synchronicity. Other people call it serendipity. I call it the universe giving you a little wink saying, I got you, fam. Don't worry. Have this video. Call it whatever you want. Just call it random noise where we're trying to spot patterns. But yeah, I like to believe in synchronicity and shit like that. Makes me feel nice. You're going to say side notes written at 45 minutes into the video. Haven't seen the whole video. Also, now I remember when I subscribed a year ago, I didn't like it at all. Back then, I just thought, give that man a chance, leave this subscription there. I haven't seen a single video since. Now, coincidentally, the exact right thing shows up at exactly the right time. That's cool, man. I'm glad that the video helped you. Since you liked that particular video, you know, the one on don't give up, have faith, you might want to go and watch a bunch of other videos that are like purely motivational, and there'll be quite a lot. I guess I can show you a couple. Actually, quite a lot of videos on here are like motivational and me just trying to tell you that it's going to be okay. This one here, recent one, here's why your limiting beliefs are bullshit. I know it's an aggressive title, but it's actually quite a nice motivating video. This one here, this is the year that you make it. That's literally just me saying, I promise you can make it. You're going to be fine. This one here, let's crush our goals in 2025 together. That's same thing. I promise you're going to make it. It's all good. This one, current you is good, but future you will be unstoppable. This one here, 7 things needed to begin your self-improvement journey. This one here, the 7 pillars of success, since you seem to like the one about faith. This one here, the power of having faith when it comes to self-improvement. And when I say faith, I do not mean religious faith, but I mean just having faith that you're going to make it, having faith that you're good enough, having faith that if other people can do it, maybe you can too. So there's tons of like motivational content. We also cover a lot of sex, dating, and relationship content on this channel. I have a ton of content about business. I have a ton of content about like mindset, making friends, love, peace, Buddhism, all of that stuff. And since you and maybe other people like you who might be new to the channel, you know, you might not be super familiar with the content, just go hit the playlist button and then check out whichever playlist appeals to you. I've like literally categorized all of the videos into whatever they are. There's like sex dating, there's relationships, there's peace and happiness. These are where the peace and happiness one is where most of the like motivating content is going to be. But there's ones about friends, business and making money, fitness and health. Some interviews with girls that Amy and I date and sleep with together. You know, some BDSM and kink ones if you're into that. If you're not, that's beautiful. Maybe what also might be motivating for you and anyone else that's new to the channel is if you go watch the coaching client interviews, and if you have no interest in coaching, cool, great, like that's fine. But a lot of the videos, they're like hours long, some of them. And I interview a lot of the coaching clients. And so you get to hear from people who've like literally changed their life. And these aren't like hardcore coaching pitches. Like it's literally just an interview with someone that changed their life who happened to do the coaching program. And I do mention the coaching and say, if you want the coaching too, you can get it, blah, blah, blah. But it's nice to see other people who've done things that you might want to do. You know, like this woman here, Thea, overcame depression. That was a really good interview. Like, I'm not saying I did a good job. I'm saying she freaking did. You know, this guy doubled his monthly income. This guy lost a ton of weight and became self-loving. There's lots of cool stuff in there. So yeah, figure out if you want to watch something. And by the way, at any point, I mean, this is such an obvious statement, but I'll just say it anyway. I don't feel... You don't have to feel obliged to stay on the channel or subscribe or watch or pay me money or become a coaching client or even just be here or change your life or any of that. I'm grateful for every single one of you that is here. I'm grateful for every single one of you that leaves a nice comment and is polite and gentle and sweet and all of that. I'm grateful for those of you that leave negative comments and are rude and mean and tell me to go fucking kill myself, because that helps make me a little bit more stoic. It helps me get over my own goddamn ego. You know, it's the ego part of me that goes, people should be nice on the internet. No, they fucking shouldn't. They should be whatever they want to be. So I appreciate all of you that are here. I appreciate all of you that work on yourselves. I appreciate all of you that leave nice comments. And those of you who don't, I appreciate those of you who go and change your life and do big, crazy things and add to the world and add to your own life and other people's lives around you. I appreciate those of you who don't. So I appreciate every single one of you. You are all loved, even if sometimes you don't feel like that. If nobody else loves you, I know that I love you. And maybe that doesn't mean anything to you, but what the fuck? I'm going to say it ever. Anyway, sorry. I'm really tired. My brain is not working, but I love all of you a lot, and I appreciate all of you. All right, speaking of people that I got a lot of love and appreciation for, Amanda from Girlfriend Guide for Guys, who, if you're not familiar with her channel, it's a really cool, like, men's, I guess I'd say self-improvement channel, but it's more of like a mindset and like a love, like a self-love channel. It's for guys that are incels or in the red pill or the black pill, guys that are basically feeling very lonely and hurt and in a lot of pain. And she gets in there and she says, look, I know you're hurting. I know you think you're unlovable, but here's why that's not true. Here's what you can do about it. Let's get to work. So I love her channel. I appreciate her a lot. I've been on her channel now for a live stream with Emmy, and I also had her on my channel as well. We did a little interview. It was really cool. So she, on a video that I did talking about male loneliness and stuff, said, you know, this is the most truth in one statement. I know you might not have context for that moment. So in the video, I basically said, and I said this in a gentle way, and maybe I'm a little clumsy right now because I'm tired, so I'll do my best, but I basically said, a lot of people in incel communities and red pill and black pill communities, not all of them, but a lot of them are really angry at women. And they're like, women are not doing anything to help me. Women don't care about me. Women don't care about men. Women just care about themselves and they don't care about male loneliness or my plight or my sadness. And I gently said, you know who often doesn't care about incels? Incels. If you're sitting there saying, I need women to make me happy, I need women to start caring about me and give me a chance. Why won't women love me? Why won't they give me a chance? Brother, in that moment, you ain't being there for yourself, bro. Or you ain't letting the homies be there for you. You aren't letting other men be there for you. And it doesn't have to be other people, but it can be you. You're not letting yourself be there for yourself. You're saying, I'm going to give all of my power to women. I need women to make me happy. Here, women, I need you to make me happy. What a fucking burden you're just handing them. You're like, hey, my happiness rests in your hands. Come on, bitch. You got to give me a date. Otherwise, I'm going to be sad. You got to do something about male loneliness. Here, fucking take that burden. And she's like, what the hell? I didn't ask for this. And you're like, so you're not going to take the burden? Man, you clearly don't care. What a fucking bitch. See, bitches don't care about men. What a fucking bitch she is. She doesn't care about men. Look at everyone. Look at this bitch. Look at this, yet another bitch not caring about men. And it's like, calm the fuck down, son. Like, if it is to be, it's up to me. If you want women to be there for you, why don't you go first? Why aren't you there for yourself? When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, brother, me, hello, you, I love you? When was the last time you wrote a letter to yourself and said, hey, bro, I know you're really struggling, man. I know you feel unloved and unworthy and you feel like women will never appreciate you or respect you, but brother, you are worthy, man. You're a lovable dude. You have so much to offer. Fuck it. If no women like you, why don't you like you, brother? I'm here. Like, when was the last time you wrote, or people like that, wrote a letter to themselves and said, I'm here for you? Or go to the homies, go to the guys. Or if you have no friends, holy shit, that would be the first thing to work on. Go get some friends. They can be male friends, women friends. It doesn't matter. Everyone's a human. But go get some friends and say, I feel unlovable. I feel unworthy. And then they'll go, holy shit, okay, let's work on this. Let's help you. Holy crap, let's do something. We got to do something. Ask fucking ChatGPT if you have no friends. Be like, hi, ChatGPT, I have no friends. Can you please help me with this? What do you recommend I do? And ChatGPT will give you some goddamn advice. Hi, ChatGPT, I have no friends and I feel really alone and I feel like no one understands me and no one understands male loneliness. Can you please give me some advice so I don't feel so alone? Can you tell me what to do?
I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling this way. It's important to know that you're not alone, even if it feels that way right now. Reaching out to someone you trust or finding a support group can help. Engaging in activities you enjoy or exploring new hobbies can also help you connect with others. You might be surprised by how many people can relate to what you're going through. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. You're not alone in this.
That's not fucking bad. Go make some friends, go find a support group, go find some hobbies. And if you really feel alone, I'm here. Yeah, I'm just a stupid ChatGPT, but guess what? I'll fucking listen. There you go. Like, there's so many options out there, I think is what I was saying in the video, for guys that feel really alone and for women too. But incel tends to be a male thing more often. So for those incel guys out there, love yourself. That was basically what I said, and that is basically what Amanda is writing here. And something that also really helps that I talk a lot about is this book called I Need Your Love, Is That True? How to Stop Seeking Love, Approval, and Appreciation and Start Finding Them Instead. Best book I've ever read on this topic. This is like the incel handbook. Like literally, instead of wishing that women would love you, why don't you love you? Instead of wishing that women would approve of you, which is what every incel secretly wants, even the ones who say, I don't care about women. Okay, then why are you talking about it? If you really didn't care about women, you'd be like, you wouldn't be in an incel community. You'd be peaceful. You'd just be like a Buddhist monk. Like, do you think Buddhist monks are literally celibate? Are they unhappy? No, they're fucking chill as fuck. You'd just be some Buddhist monk somewhere, or you'd be a business owner. Do you know how many clients come to me and they have no women in their life, no sex? They haven't had sex sometimes ever because they've been too busy hustling and grinding and working on a business. So you wouldn't be calling yourself an incel. You'd just be busy with business or busy with your friends or busy with hobbies. And that's kind of what this book is about. And if you're wanting appreciation, why don't you appreciate yourself? So this book is literally Byron Katie. She's very stoic and she's very blunt, but in a very gentle, like grandmotherly, loving way. And in this book, she literally is like, why is it other people's job to love you? What the fuck? That's your job. Why is it some other random person's job? Like, if you're wanting women to love you, understand that every woman who doesn't know you is a stranger to you. So you're literally wanting strangers to love you and appreciate you and approve of you. They don't fucking know you. So why is it strangers' jobs to love you? Strangers' jobs to approve of you. They're fucking strangers. You're literally a nobody to them. Like, they don't know you. And so you are the one that you are with 24/7. Why don't you love you? Why don't you appreciate yourself? Why don't you get some of that or give yourself some of that approval? You start making friends, you start having hobbies, you set some goals, you achieve them, you start to get some momentum, you start to get some success. It's been said a billion times. I'm not the first person to say this. Who is one of the most contentious, controversial figures on the internet right now? I give all of you half a second to think about it. Dun, 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 dun. If you didn't guess, we're talking about this gentleman, this guy. And I don't particularly resonate with his message. I will say it like that. I don't necessarily recommend his content or his way of living life or any of that. Nothing against him, but just definitely not what I recommend. But why is he so popular? Why is he so fucking resonating with men? I think I saw it somewhere that there's like 800,000 people paying his monthly program or something. Some amazing amount of people. Why do you think that's happening? Because he's one of there's a lot of people like this, but he's one of the most prominent people on the internet saying, hey man, guess what? You fucking do something about it. Like, he literally targets incel guys, red pill guys, black pill guys, and all of that, and says, hey, you're not happy with the women and that they're not paying you attention. That's your, he says, fault. I think that's a little harsh. It's not your fault. You didn't know any better. But that's your opportunity to start giving yourself some of that love. And that's kind of his message is like, men, stop sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. It isn't helping you. It's definitely not helping women be attracted to you. Go hit the gym, go make some money, go get a Lamborghini. I don't necessarily agree with all of that. But the point is, he's like, set some fucking goals, have some fucking momentum, start to have some self-esteem and self-dignity, and start to like yourself a little bit. That's why his message resonates, because he's one of the loudest people on the internet right now saying, stop fucking crying, go do something about it. In other words, in a more gentle context, stop seeking love, approval, and appreciation and give them to yourself instead. They're right there for the taking. You just got to be brave enough to give them to yourself. And I have a bunch of techniques and things you can do to do that. Probably the first one is the Play to Win video course. This right here, you can pay by donation to get a copy of this. So you can literally pay me $1 and then this course is yours. Literally pay just $1 if that's all you want to pay me. Brilliant. This is literally a video course on improving your mindset, how to build a winner's mindset. It's like the nice version of Andrew Tate shit, the loving version of Andrew Tate shit, but with a lot more, hopefully, stuff that will last a lot longer in your life and bring you deeper satisfaction. I talk about gratitude. I talk about appreciation, talk about positivity. I talk about setting goals, how to achieve them, how to overcome your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, and all of that. Yeah, that's right there. That's the first thing I'd recommend. The second thing I'd recommend is write a list about yourself with 50 things that are likable about you. 50 reasons why someone else might like you and more to the point why you can like yourself. Like we're literally building your self-esteem. 50 reasons I am likable. And for a lot of you, you'll struggle to do even just 5. Great, right? 5. Brilliant. Good job. Now the 6th one is I'm really good at writing 5 things about myself that are likable. Amazing. Now you have 6. And you just slowly work on this list over time until you get to 50. The 3rd thing I'll say, and this, be gentle with this, go into the bathroom mirror, look into your own eyes, and try saying, I love you to yourself. A lot of you will struggle. You'll be like, that's gay. I'm not doing that. That's okay. That's how I felt at the start when my coach gave this exercise to me like 2 or 3 years ago. It's been life-changing. It's something I do literally every day. I have not missed a single day for like 2 or 3 years, however long it's been. I have not missed a single fucking day. I do this literally every day. If I'm traveling or something, which I don't really travel that much, but like if I'm out of the house, I go find like a public bathroom and look in the mirror and I just like kind of whisper it to myself so no one can hear. I'm like, I love you. But getting in touch with yourself and saying, hey, look, all these women aren't loving me right now because they just don't know you. You're a stranger. Like it's your job to present yourself to them. They don't love you because they don't know you. If they got to know you, lots of them would love you, but you're just not putting yourself out there. That's a separate discussion. But you love you first, and then they will. I said this in the video, in the original video. If you don't love yourself, why are you expecting some woman to? Why are you wanting women to do something you're unwilling to do yourself? That's hypocritical. If you want them to love you, you fucking love you. And then maybe they'll see your courage and go, wow, look how much he loves himself. And not in an arrogance or prideful way, literally a love way. Having compassion and forgiveness towards yourself. You're a human being trying to do his or her best. That's what we mean when we say love. And then other people will see you loving yourself and being kind and forgiving and not talking too negatively towards yourself. And they'll go, fuck it, man. Maybe I want to treat this guy nicely too and give him a bit of love. Maybe I can treat myself with a bit of love too. But when you sit there and say, I'm an incel and no women love me, it's like, you're speaking derogatorily to yourself. Like, I'm not good enough. Would you say that to someone else? Would you look another man in the eyes and be like, bro, you're not good enough? And lots of people in the incel community do, which is kind of what I said in that video. And Amanda, Girlfriend Guide for Guys, has pointed that out on her channel a lot. A lot of incel communities and black pill and red pill communities, they're trying to do their best, but a lot of them are in a very hurt, pain-filled place, and they will talk each other out of self-improvement. They will literally say to each other, bro, you're ugly, you probably shouldn't try. And it's like, fucking hell, man. Like, you're saying women don't care about men? Fucking hell, what's the brotherhood doing right there? You guys aren't caring about each other. That's not kind. Telling some other guy he's fucking ugly or short or has a bad face and shouldn't go and try. Jesus Christ, that's not love. So yeah, that's kind of what I talked about in that video. And then she goes on to say, thank you so much for giving me a shout out. I love this video and concept. Shout outs to Amanda. Again, let's give her another shout out because I like her channel. There's her channel, Girlfriend Guide for Guys. Keep up the good work, Amanda. You're doing good shit. I appreciate it. I like it. And look, here's me. Here's me and Emmy. Oh, wow. We streamed with her like a day ago, so you can go check that out if any of you are interested. We answered a bunch of questions from her audience, and yeah, it was a blast. It was fun. It was good. Finish up with 2 more. Andrew says, dude, you're amazing and intelligent. Thank you. I don't know why, but the intelligent bit made me giggle there. And Spaceman Spiff number 2. So there must be a Spaceman Spiff number 1 out there, or this guy just has 2 accounts. We can't really ever know that. Wanted to let you know you're the best, love heart. I appreciate both of you. You're both cool. I appreciate all gratitude that's sent my way. I got nothing but love and gratitude for all of you, my homies and my, what would you call a female homie? A homette? My homies and my homettes. My homiettes. Yeah, like Romeo and Juliet's. Homios and homiettes. That's cool. Romeo and Juliet, homios, homies. I've lost the ability to speak the English language. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you. We will finish up. If you want coaching or my help with anything, links down below. Maybe I'll run the fancy little coaching outro at the end of this so you can see what some of the other guys and girls have achieved in their time in coaching. Nothing but love, gratitude to all of you. I'm going to go clean my apartment a little bit, I think, today. Oh, okay. Actually, no. All of you get a spoiler. Holy fuck. Okay, you get a spoiler. You get to know something before Emmy gets to know something. Okay. Sticky note. Pen. Here's a little cheat code for any of you in a relationship. This is really fun. There's like a cool little fun thing that you can do. Get sticky notes, get a pen, and what you do is you write a nice message on the sticky note, and then you hide it somewhere in the house, wherever your girlfriend or boyfriend, like hide it in their shit and write like as many as you want. I'm probably going to go through this whole thing in another pad. So I'm going to write like 100, hide them everywhere and just write a nice message. Like, if you're reading this, you're loved, or like, I really appreciate you, or you're a beautiful human being, something like that. Like, here's one that I already wrote this morning. You can see that amazing, amazing, amazing artistry. Look at that. I am such an amazing artist. Steal my relationship cheat codes if you want to. Do it if you want. Don't do it if you want to. But yeah, I'm going to go spend the next like half an hour just writing these cute little notes and hiding them everywhere. And I've done this before. Like, I did last time I did this was like, I don't know, 2 years ago. And you hide it in places where the person won't find it for like weeks. Like something that they almost never go into. Like, I don't know, a bag of rice or something. And you put it on the top of the rice, and like they might not cook rice for, although she is half Asian, so let's be honest, she's probably going to have rice every single millisecond of the day, like any good Asian. But yeah, I'm going to go have fun with my sticky notes, and I wish all of you nothing but love, beautiful lives. If you want help with anything, I've got the coaching and all of that, or you can leave a comment and maybe I'll respond to it. No promises. I don't check every single comment, but maybe I'll do a video or something on your struggles. Otherwise, keep going out there, keep being you, keep taking action. You are all fucking fabulous. And this is a message that I wrote just for you. Whatever your goals might be, whether that's money, relationships, sex and dating, fitness, health, friendships, whatever, we are here to help you make those beautiful goals come to life. Ed did it. Taylor did it. Harry did it. None of them are special. If you're listening to this, you know you're capable of more than you're currently giving. You already want something more than what everybody else around you seems to be content with. You want to achieve more, be more, give more to the world. You know it, and I know it. You're destined for something beautiful. Click the link to the coaching in the description below, and let us help you get there. Happiness starts today.